Hey, I'm John Tabler, and in this video today, I'm going to show you how to make sourdough bread in less than 5 minutes, right around 4 minutes, which will allow you to make sourdough for the rest of your life and stay healthy and make it confidently. So right below here, touch that subscribe button for me and also the thumbs up, and let's get started. The last loaf has been eaten, and I didn't do it in an hour and a half, like I said, but I did do it in short order. And so when you make great wholesome bread like that, you want it to be a way of life. So I'm just going to show you how simple it is. I'm going to make bread right now and not make a big deal out of it. What I do is, just so you know, you're going to want to buy at the store the whole wheat flour. I have a bag of wheat, which I got this from Central Milling Company, and they send you a 50-pound bag of wheat. You can't beat it. So freight can get a little expensive in these days with it, but you got to have it. So in the end, when you have your wheat, it's much lower cost than anything you're going to buy at the store, even with the freight on it. So I'm going to gotta let that a little bit full. I'm going to take that and pour into the wheat grinder. I'll put that over where you can see it a little bit better. Now what I do is fill that up to the top. Put that lid on. You want to get that lid on tight. Once again, you don't want that lid coming off on you. You'll have a white kitchen. It might not be that bad if you're quick to shut that back off. But I'm going to turn this on and grind that wheat, and then I'll be back and I'll almost be done. Okay, that wheat's just about done. Coming to the bottom. You'll hear the motor speed up. You can see that dust come out, and I just let a tiny bit of it out. You'll have a dusty kitchen, so you don't want that to happen. Once that motor stops, set that aside, and you have fresh ground flour. And nothing can be more healthy and wholesome than having that freshly ground from the wheat berries. Has every bit of the nutrients in there. In a future video, we're going to talk about how they actually strip all the nutrients from it and what they actually put back in. And so that's coming up. So here we go with the bread. You remember, I do not measure. I make a dough ball. And don't want to put too much water in right off the bat. You can always add more, but if you get too much water, you have to correct it by adding more flour, which isn't a big deal, but you can always add a little more water. What you want to mainly do is you just want to do this often and eat this and make it a part of your diet always. It's going to make a big difference for you to have the nutrients that were meant to be in your body for so long. You'll notice a big change very quickly, but you can't make this complicated. It has to be, you have to do it regularly and quick. So now you see I've got that into a little bit of a moist, slightly moist ball. I add just a little bit more flour to it. Get it to, I'm really only working the dough just to get the water absorbed into it. I do not need to strengthen the gluten or do anything like that. I'm just going to get it in there, form a dough ball. Don't want it to be real gooey or wet. Once I get it, now you see I still have a little bit of flour in the bottom there. Just pour it back. You're fine. Now I'm going to take the starter that I have already previously made, which is basically, I always have it in there. On this, I'm just going to pour off a little bit of that hooch on the top. And it's nice and sour. I'm going to put 1, 2. I'll actually work with a couple of spoonsful of it. I'm going to work it in there a little bit. That's my battery for the dough. That is going to spread through it like a match does with a fire with really delicate kindling. And let's take a teeny bit more for... And once that's in there, that's going to essentially inoculate that dough with really high energy that is going to begin the same process in the dough ball but sped up. Now I'm going to take my dish, I'm going to take my rag. Now you can buy a proofing basket and use that, but these are really easy to clean, so I just use that. Take some... Do not knock my last piece of bread off. I still want it. It's good. This won't be ready till tomorrow. So I'm gonna put that flour in there, and we got a pretty good dough ball there. I'm gonna add just a teeny bit more flour to it. I don't want it to be too gooey. I want it to have a good strength to it. So, kind of like playing with Play-Doh when you were young. You know, you want it about like that. That Play-Doh never ran unless you bought the slime, but you want it to be about like that. That's a good one. Put that in the basket, throw a little more flour on the top, and we're done. So we're going to put that up and come back tomorrow, about 12 hours from now, and we'll bake that. And you're going to have bread. Now, that's how quickly sourdough should be made if you're serious about eating it and adding it to your diet. You don't need to go in and have a bunch of experimentation going on and all sorts of other things. That's a staple. That's like making rice. Put rice in the rice cooker, add the water, you come back in a little while and it's done if you're going to eat rice. If you're going to eat sourdough, that's the way you got to do it, because it's every day. I mean, not every day, but it's every week, always, to have your bread. And you just want it to take that long. It only took me a tiny bit more to grind the wheat, but if you had poured that bowl, like as I poured that bowl of freshly ground wheat into the other bowl, that would be you emptying your bag into there. So it's less than 5 minutes, and you have wheat made, and sourdough made. And you turn that oven on, 500, going to bake it for 20 minutes with the lid on. 20 more minutes with it off, you're done. You have your bread. So in an upcoming video, like I said, we're going to go through all the different kinds of flours and why you do and don't want to use them, and what chemicals have been put into the ones you don't want to use. And obviously just using common sense, because I like to get everything to its simplest form. When you get to just common sense, you realize that those vitamins from the sun are stored in there until they're ground. The best way of storage, the best way to store those are right there, and everything's in there that you need. You start tampering with that and doing chemical processes to it and ripping out vitamins, and the government then having to mandate that they put vitamins back in, and where do those so-called vitamins come from that really don't have the nutrition level that was there before and have many toxins in them. It just gets to be a bad scene, one that you want to stay away from. If you want your body to heal, we're natural. We need natural food. And this is natural food. You saw me make it in less than 5 minutes just now. Right below here, there's a thumbs up. Just touch it for me kindly if you would. And also the subscribe button. You'll be the first to get notification of new videos with all the different types of subjects and things that I'm going to talk about. I appreciate your support. I really look forward to making you more videos, and we'll see you soon.